Epidemic spreading. Scientists say it can change your brain. It can release dangerous chemicals like formaldehyde into your bloodstream. It can expose your lungs to acrolein, which can cause irreversible damage. It's not a parasite, not a virus, not an infection. It's vaping.
Good morning, Hornets. Welcome to a special edition of Bgsn. Today we'll be talking about tobacco prevention, Truth Initiative, and Breathe Easy Indiana. Can you both please just introduce what Truth Initiative is, and could you speak on Breathe Easy Indiana?
Okay. Sure, Talia, thanks so much for having us here at Beech Grove High School. It's certainly a pleasure to be here. I represent Truth Initiative. We are a public health organization dedicated to creating a culture where youth and young adults reject tobacco. We are based in Washington, D.C., but I am based here in Indiana, and we'll be conducting outreach across the state over the next few years. And we certainly want to make sure that we encourage all the students here to check out our website at thetruth.com or truthinitiative.org and find out more information.
And hi to you. Thank you for allowing us to have the opportunity to be here. I represent Breathe Easy Beech Grove. We are a coalition of partners from Indianapolis, which Marion County Public Health Minority Health Coalition and Indiana Black Expo. And one of the things that we do is work in the community of Beech Grove to provide residents and also young adults with sensation information and helping them prevent them from smoking, and helping those who are current smokers, provide them with the resources to seek help.
Okay. Young adults are 4 times more likely to start smoking cigarettes if they vape or if they use nicotine during adolescence and young adulthood. It has long-term impacts on brain development and may make it more difficult to quit using tobacco later. If there's an epidemic of vaping and using Juuls, then this is increasing that number of young adults who will start smoking. So if we stop the selling of tobacco to younger age groups and have stronger restrictions on them, then this could decrease those numbers.
Honestly, yeah guys, I've been vaping, but it's safer than smoking.
Not really, because if you vape, you're 4 times more likely to start smoking cigarettes anyway.
4 times is nothing, bro.
Sure it is. Imagine having 4 times as many cats. Or 4 times worse vision. Or 4 times more of Kyle.
Whoa, that's a lot.
If you vape, you're 4 times more likely to start smoking cigarettes.
How do you all feel about the epidemic of Juuls and the amount of young adults who are using tobacco?
Well, at Truth Initiative, we're very much concerned. We have been very successful in reducing the number of young people who use combustible products. We were well below 6%. And these e-cigarettes, vaping devices, Juuls, they were originally approved by the FDA as cessation devices. And we are all for the use of these devices if someone who's currently using combustible products or other tobacco products want to try to wean themselves off of nicotine, then we're all for vaping products. But what we are concerned about is the increased use by young people, and most importantly because they're susceptible to addiction.
Right.
It is a nicotine product. It's an END, electronic nicotine delivery system. So we are absolutely concerned about the large number of young people who are introducing themselves to possibly a lifetime of addiction. Nicotine is the most addictive drug there is, and Juul pods have a very high concentration of nicotine. 1 Juul pod is equivalent to 1 pack of cigarettes or 200 puffs of a cigarette. So we are definitely looking at the situation and working with the FDA to see if we can encourage young people not to use these products.
Yeah, and to go along with her addiction, one of the things that I talk about when I'm speaking to young adults around the community is that sometimes if it looks cool, it's not always cool, or it's not always healthy. And as I saw with data, 11% of Indiana high schoolers use e-cigarettes. And one of the things that I'm trying to do is decrease that percentage down to a single percentage numeral. But again, you need to be aware of what you're putting in your body. Anything that you inhale is bad for you. And just the fact that you're putting the same amount of nicotine that are in one pack of cigarettes into your body,
Right,
especially when you do it in a method that's not really as harsh as a general cigarette, it could be bad, and it could cause long-term addiction.
Here's a short clip on how vaping can increase your addiction to smoking. In a situation where a young adult were being pressured into using a vape, juul, or cigarette, what should you think they should do if they're in a situation their friends are like, hey, smoke this cigarette or use this juul pod? What do you think they should do?
I think first it's all about them being educated. Because if you're educated and aware about what's in those juul pods or the amount of nicotine you're putting inside your body, it's a no-brainer that, yeah, I don't want to use that, or I want to put myself in a situation where I can get addicted to that. The best thing is just being a leader within yourself and saying no.
I would agree with that. It's just like any situation where someone might try to convince you to do something that's not safe. And you would use the same tactics that maybe someone in your life, your mentors, your parents, your older siblings would have taught you. And it's more than just saying no, it's being an advocate for yourself. And most importantly, being an advocate for your future self. Because when you're setting yourself up for a lifetime of addiction, it's not only something that will affect your health long term, but it's going to affect your billfold long term. I mean, tobacco products are not inexpensive.
Vaping might claim to be safer, but that does not mean it is 100% safe to consume. Some people think just because the nicotine is in a juul and seems cooler that it does not affect the same way a cigarette does. But one juul pod is equal to one pack of cigarettes, meaning that is equal to 20 cigarettes. All that nicotine is just in one pod of a juul, so just do not use it. Currently, people who reach the age of 21 years of age as a non-smoker have a lower chance of ever becoming a smoker. What would you say to a student becoming a smoker and also to address secondhand smoking situations?
Well, if you are under the age of 25, your brain is still formidable. So if you're starting to use nicotine products, then research shows that nicotine changes your brain. And it not only encourages your brain to want to receive more nicotine, but in the future it sets your body and your brain up for possibly becoming more addicted to other substances that you might use. So again, looking ahead and being an advocate for your future self. And anyone who's currently maybe vaping or using a juul device, they may not realize that there's nicotine in those products. So just being here today and making sure that we inform young people, that's a step in the right direction to know what's actually in the products that you're using.
Okay, so as far as secondhand smoke, what would you say to someone to kind of try to avoid that? Because, people smoke cigarettes everywhere.
Well, that's pretty much why we're here today also, to promote the Breathe Easy Beech Grove campaign. And we're very fortunate in Indiana. We have very strong indoor smoke policies, but here in Beech Grove, we'd like to see them become a little bit more stronger. And I think I'll let Edward talk a little bit more about that.
So secondhand smoke exposure is just as high as your normal cigarette use. And what I tell people is, for those who do smoke, you need to be considerate of those around you. Not everybody wants to smell like a cigarette. Not everybody wants to breathe in those harmful chemicals that are in the ingredients of cigarettes. So just being considerate of others. And also, we're trying to work with, as I do outreach with the Breathe Easy Coalition, what we're trying to do is better the quality of air that we're breathing. And so just think about that. And just think about, if you are a smoker, just thinking about the people around you and the danger that you're putting them in. So all I ask is those who do smoke, go in an isolated area and smoke your cigarette, but not do it in a way that you're harming others.
Right.
One thing I want to add, if you have a pet, a dog or a cat, or any animal, if you smoke in the presence of those animals, you are increasing their risk of developing cancer by 50%. So if it's not good enough for you to get a good, strong message about protecting yourself, think about protecting little animals in your life.
Okay, so where do you think a student could go, or just anybody, an adult, young adult, it doesn't matter, where do you think they could go to get help for this, like if they want to quit smoking or just to get help or information about it?
And I can speak on that. There's quite a few resources. One, you can always visit your counselor here at Beech Grove High School. They will have information for you if you are a e-cigarette user, or if you are a tobacco user, or if you're trying to get more information to maybe provide to your family. You can go talk with your counselor. They have information and resources with that. Also, you can always call the 1-800-QUIT-NOW line. That is a telephone line, or you can text message. There's a text message option where you can seek assistance. It's confidential. The information that you provide to them will not be seeked out, will not be provided to your parents, and they also have a teen line as well for those who need some assistance with their addiction.
I'd first like to say thank you for you guys coming out to be on our show. I really appreciate it. And that will be all for today on BGSN with our special show. I would just like to, Thursday there will be an event in the cafeteria. There will be information during A lunch and B lunch, so if you need more info, make sure to stop by the table. Also, there will be some cool Truth merch. So that's all for our special show today.